This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. You can find all my work at mjmunoz.com. I'm talking about Peter Pan chapter 10 as I continue talking about this book chapter by chapter. So, this is interesting. Barrie sets up the status quo of the happy home for Peter and Wendy and the Lost Boys, as well as the Redskins, who are now their friends, all in an effort to make us feel more bitterly or more sharply what is going to befall them in the next chapter or two. He even hints literally at it as the chapter progresses, and things are going so well for everybody that this will not be, or that this will be the last time that they will all be together in this house. And towards the very end, he says that they played this song, and it was a creepy song, and there were these shadows that they played with, and they little did they know that there would be actual creeping shadows coming to get them and to attack them soon, and it would really scare them and take them away from this stuff that they love. So that's really interesting. I love how he ratchets up the tension, and in order to do that, we get some really fun stuff, some really cozy home life stuff, where the children are at tea. I'm assuming like 4 o'clock tea, and because they're British, and they have pretend mugs that they're drinking pretend tea out of, and they're really complaining against each other for different things. And because Wendy has a strict no hitting each other policy while we're at table, they've come up with this thing where they have to raise their hands and say, and wait for her to call on them, and then they say, I complain of so and so for doing such and such. And Wendy accepts that. But apparently, as children will do, as boys will do, as children will do, they abuse the system, and they either all raise their hands to complain of each other too much, or they don't raise their hands at all, and they're just saying, I complain of so and so, I complain of this, I complain of that. And he goes through this scene illustrating the way that they're all complaining of each other for doing different things. And at one point, even the narrator says, so and so said this, that was telling, or that was, oh, yeah, I think it was that was telling. And then so and so says, I complain of such and such, and it's funny. It's really funny. And there's even a thing with, I think it's slightly, he wants to be the baby. He wants to be like, he wants to sit in father's chair. He wants to be father. He wants to be baby. He wants to be something important. And he gets all worked up, and Michael tells him no, he can't be the baby. And then like a couple minutes later, Michael says that he doesn't want to be the baby. He complains about that to Wendy and says he wants to get out of it. And she's like, no, a baby is such a cozy thing to have in a house that we have to have a baby in a crib. And I don't think there's a crib. I think they're just pretending that he's in a crib. And yet that makes it all work. So again, the power of pretend and the power of play is so fun, and it's so endearing, and it really is rather magical. And I like how it's working on a one level. Just it's telling the story, and it's telling of these kids playing and pretending, and that's magical in and of itself. And it makes for such a like happy atmosphere that in the chapters even called the happy home, that it really does give a sense of, I don't know, like warmth and wholeness and wholesomeness. And then as Barrie starts peppering in that this is going to be the last time, and that there's bad stuff coming along the way, it kind of does create tension just by him setting things up very nicely and then saying, but it's not going to last. And I think it's very effective and very good, and I like it. I don't know how old the technique of going one way and then setting it up to to spring back and go another direction is, but I like it, and it's very effective and very good. And I think it's very well done here. It's very skillfully done here, and I really appreciate it. So that's it for now. Like and subscribe and share to help me grow, to help this and other chapter by chapter discussions of books reach more people like you, people like me, people who will like this and enjoy the conversation. And please do comment. I want to hear people's thoughts about what's going on in these books, what's going on in these books chapter by chapter, and even in the book as a whole. I will be having a book chat covering the full book at the end of this book. So I'll finish it, and then I'll do the last chapter by itself, and then after that I'll do one more. I'll do a Fortress Fiction episode where I talk specifically about this episode and or about this book as a whole and its merits, and whether or not I think it belongs in the Fortress Fiction. Anyway, I will continue doing that, and I'm continue to work on my own book about magical bugs battling monsters. And once I get that one published, I'll let y'all know about it, and I'll share different things about it here because I think you'll like it. If you like Peter Pan, I think you'll like this book. So anyway, until next time, folks, take care, be well, and keep reading. I hope you enjoyed that. Go to mjmunoz.com to leave any questions, comments, or other feedback you might have. There you can find all of my analysis, art, and fiction. I cover books, tokusatsu, comic books, anime, and more. Look around, you're sure to find something else that you'll enjoy as well. This has been a Story Over Everything production.